Well, Joe Moore is our newest guest here as we take you through Orange Spring football here this year. And man, you've had a journey here the last few years. It's like your third last year
Yep.
of college. What's this been like for you the last few years?
Man, it's definitely been interesting. Like you said, third last year. Every year I've been going into like spring ball. This is my last spring ball.
Yeah.
Time to give it my all. And the next thing you know, I got another one and then another one. And I come to a new school expecting it to be my last one. Come out again, get that injury last year, get back my last year. Now I just get one more chance to give it my all. This time, hopefully it really is my last spring ball, getting into my last season.
Yeah, going back, hey, you were at Richmond. You were a 4-year starter there, and you go through that. Like normally, that's the amount you get 4. COVID gave you another year. You came here, got hurt last year, and now you're back again. How did you, I guess, one, make the decision to come here last year, and then two, make the decision, I guess, to come here again this year?
So at Richmond, I had played my 4 years and had that extra COVID year and decided that I'd gotten everything I was going to be able to get out of Richmond and was looking to move on to a bigger challenge. And I ended up through the portal, ended up here at Syracuse and was supposed to, again, just increase my chances of going to the league, get to show my skills at that next level. And then, again, unfortunately got injured. And so that was a difficult, over that winter, that was definitely a difficult period for me because not knowing whether or not I was going to get an extra year or not. And I ultimately, when I got the year, decided I needed to stay so that I can actually show off that I can play at this higher level and just show everything that I came here to show last year and actually do it.
So let's go back to last year. I mean, you got hurt, what was it, right at the end of training camp, if memory serves. How frustrating was that at the time? I mean, you were lined up to start, play a big role here, set for a big year, and it goes away as fast as it did.
Yeah, it was extremely frustrating because I'd gotten here, proved myself during the spring, all through camp, had slated myself as a starting right guard, which was also a position I'd never played before, so I was proud of myself for that. And then the Wednesday before the Colgate game, I got injured. It was really frustrating just because it was kind of week to week, so I never really knew what was going to happen, how it was going. And ultimately, I just knew if I wasn't going to be in, I had to come play my role, help other guys get better, help the young guys who were going to end up playing, and just be a leader off the field.
Yeah, because as the year went on, for people that forget, like you actually got back in like a little. You didn't play a lot, but parts of 3 games. We know like 4 is the red shirt cutoff. That must have been kind of weird, right? Late in the season, figuring all that out on the fly.
Yeah. So we were kind of just trying it here and there as we thought it might get better. I'd go and get a couple plays, and then it wasn't going to work out. So at the Virginia Tech game, that was the cutoff of when I could be able to be eligible for a redshirt or not. And so we decided it wasn't going to work, so just shut it down and try again for this year.
And then obviously the changes happened during the offseason with Dino out and Fran Brown in. What was your process like of getting to know the new coaching staff?
It was definitely, at first it was interesting because I was giving it my all, giving everything I could, but at the same time knowing I might not even be here, which was kind of a weird feeling. And I felt like I could kind of sense it from the coaches too a little bit. But then as soon as I got that year back, all the coaches were coming up congratulating me, like saying how happy they were I could come back and telling me I need to just keep being a leader and keep it up.
What was the timing of all that like, right, too? Because you probably at some point could have thought about the portal as well for a 6th year. Like there had to be a lot of decisions going on.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of decisions. But I decided I really didn't want to go through with just 1 year left after being 6 years of college. I didn't really want to go through the whole portal business again. And so once I got my red shirt back, which was, I don't know, probably 2 months into this semester.
Okay.
And Fran and everyone was welcoming me back, I was like, I believed in everything Coach Fran and the new coaches were coming in, believed we had a great team, great thing brewing, and I was just so happy to be able to stay and come back.
All right, so Joe Moore is with us. You've seen a lot of football over 5 now, going into 6 years. What is the biggest thing you've noticed here 3-4 months into Fran being in charge that stands out to you? I'm like, all right, this is a thing I see this guy doing that is different than I've done before.
He's bringing a lot of intensity and accountability. Those are the 2 biggest things. Like anyone who's been able to see practice, there's no waiting around. We're moving. And if you're not moving, you're still somehow moving. And he's just with that, there's a lot of competition going on. Every position group has competition going. If you're competing for a starting job, competing for a secondary job, third, everyone's competing, and along with that, the accountability that he's bringing in. He's making sure everyone's going to class, nobody's late to anything, making sure everybody's doing the right thing, which is just, it's really shown with like the character and everything that with everybody. It's really showing how it improves and helps a team.
Yeah, Joe Moore's with us. He's a sixth-year offensive lineman. You're going through. You mentioned competition. We saw, kind of going into January in the portal, a lot of larger guys started showing up. A lot more O linemen and D linemen. We saw last year injuries to yourself and others. The depth was really an issue on the O line. Where are you guys standing right now? Quality depth competition in your group.
So I'm actually in my 7th year now.
Jeez, it's hard to count. Okay.
Yeah. But man, this is definitely, I know I was only here 1 year, but I've heard stories from the past, and this is the most depth we've had at the offensive line in a long time. We have 3 full rotations, which is huge on being able to get guys blows and not having to take 12, 14 reps in a row. And along with that, kind of like you mentioned, we got a lot big spoon, and Kalen Ellis is coming back. Lysander is now eligible. We've got some real big bodies, which is huge and making a big difference.
And like a 7th year, man, you're old. You've been. What's funny is there's guys in their 8th and 9th year out there. You're not even unusual at this point. The way college is going. All right, so we also know a lot of big bodies have been brought in on the D line. What has this been like in practice? You guys going against Fadil Diggs and that whole group.
Yeah, it's the biggest thing about it, as I mentioned it before, is competition. We're going against guys that we weren't every day in practice last year. We didn't have guys who were so big and as long and just wiry and ready to go. And so it's really helpful for us because now we have great competition every single day, and we're competing, going at it, and hopefully it'll just make it that much easier when we go out and actually play games.
All right, last thing for you, Joe. We're about 2 weeks out from you guys wrapping up spring ball. Still a lot more to do practice-wise, but personally for you, what do you want to see from yourself in these next 2 weeks?
Next 2 weeks, I've been moved to a new position, so I'm learning center. Okay. I just want to see myself continue to progress at that, get better, be a leader on and off the field, and again, just show these coaches what I came here to do last year.
All right, you're going to be very versatile by the end of all of this.
Yes, sir.
All right, Joe, thanks so much for a few.
Thank you.